So I not quite long we dropped Euro 2-year bond yield. We're actually looking at the differential between the both of them, and it seems like Euro USD might be reversing very soon. Having looking at the 2-year US government bond yield, it's about to pick up. On a monthly time frame, we have a rejection at 50% retracement, 3.45%, and at 3.45%, I'm beginning to see a pullback. So market is pulling back at that level, and that pullback, we ultimately, from what we saw from the Euro 2-year bond is still falling and not at the support yet. So the yield differential is actually going to play in. So we could possibly begin to see some change in direction for Euro USD trade directional bias. There might be a change. So except the month hasn't ended yet, we want to see how the month ends. The market might be rejecting to area of support. When price comes to area of support, market will retest it, market will respect it, but will still come back to fill the void. So testing this level does not mean that the month has ended. The month hasn't ended yet. So we still believe that the monthly candle is bearish. The US government 2-year bond is bearish. It's pulling down, and it will continue to pull down, except we see a clear turnaround. The candle switch from a bearish candle to a bullish candle. Then we also have to see how the monthly candle ends. So I think for all through this month, Euro USD will continue to be a buy. It will continue to be a buy because this fluctuation, the monster of the bearish candle, only dropped because it hit area of support. And at 3.454%, I'm seeing the 2-year government bond yield beginning to rise up again. And that doesn't mean, and with the current tariff, trouble across, I believe it will continue to drop. Then the final verdict will be by close of the month. We want to see how the monthly candle ends. So if the monthly candle ends the way we anticipate, then that will give us a clue to what next to do. But at the moment, let's watch it and see what price does. There's also another strong structure at this level, which I see here, which is giving us a strong confidence. And we want to see how that goes. Is also a structure which I view on larger, and it seems to be so. This is US02Y. It's very funny, very funny how the yield differentials work between Euro and the US. See this thing sometimes very diabolical. So now we have a clear direction bias. The direction is clear right now. So let's give Euro a break, let Euro trend. Eurozone will continue to see influx of liquidity. They will continue to see influx of liquidity, most likely end of this month into next month. So I'm already taking precaution on buying anything in favor of USD at the moment. I learned a lesson over the week, and I'm taking very strong precaution, very strong precaution with USD. You see this bearish drop. This drop will continue. It will continue. It will continue. Now let's look at some parameters which I once in a while bring in to expert advisor to give us a clue as to what is happening in the market. EMAs. Why do we use EMAs? You see there's already a monthly EMA cross. The monthly EMA cross is giving you a clue between the that's 150 EMA cross on a monthly time frame. So I believe that the US02Y will continue to drop. And if that happens, that will give euro added advantage. We have a flow of liquidity, people selling off their US bonds and investing in euro bond. So I think I'm beginning to see this happen that euro bond might see a flow of liquidity inflow. So if euro bond sees more liquidity inflow, that would technically give euro a boost. And we're anticipating that the euro USD might get into 1.2 level. If that happens, that will be an opportunity to start looking for short. And while we look at the US government 2-year bond yield to see how the bond yield continue to depreciate in the face of the global uncertainty. So the next thing I want to see is I want to apply my SMA. Our strategy is SMA plus EMA on a monthly time frame being viewed at multiple time frame. And the biggest strategy of all is patience. Patience. Patience is key and critical. Patience is key and critical. Patience is golden. Patience is like silence. So if you master it, your winning streak have begun. Yes. So on a weekly time frame, I do not have a clear point at 50% retracement. I see a further push on the weekly SMA and both from 200 we have, but we are about to have a cross. We're about to have a cross on a monthly time frame, and on our monthly time frame, we are having a 21 and 30 SMA cross, and we have a demand structure at at the bottom, providing support at the bottom, and that comes in from I think 200 SMA. So let's look at it on weekly and see if we get anything on weekly. On weekly time frame, we have the 200 weekly SMA providing a support, indicating that 2-year government bond yield might be moving, up, and they did exactly that. You can see how the 200 SMA had the US government 2-year bond yield actively. He had it actively. So let's look at it on a line chart and see why the 200 SMA have. It's also very evident in our trend line when we connect all the lows on a weekly time frame, and it gives us a clear match with what the SMA 200 on the weekly is giving us. And when we go back to the chart, we now see why the price is rebound. So at this level, I think the market is completely unpredictable. And now we see that ECB rate cut, and it might begin to show up. It might begin to show up. So the dynamism of the market is the ability for the market to do the opposite. So that is what makes market unique. So our analysis might be right, but the market may choose to do the wrong thing. So from what we see here, when you look at the line chart on the weekly time frame, you will see that the US02Y we have here as a support structure, and we have another pullback, and the market returns here again as a support structure, and we have finally come back and a confirmation from the SMA where we see the 200 SMA on the weekly time frame providing further support, providing further evidence that at this level that there is a confidence from the back corner. So we cannot say as to why that happened, but there is a sudden push of price, and that tallies exactly at the 50% retracement, 3.45%, and we begin to see the yield move back again. So let's watch it. Let's watch it. The month hasn't ended, and if price pulls away from that level and begins to trend, then most likely we could see that Euro USD will turn to sell. But so for now, Euro USD is a buy for now. So if price continue to respect this structure and we see the 2-year government bond rebound and the price begins to pull up, then we continue to short Euro USD in line with the yield differentials. So this is how to trade Euro USD like a professional. I'm a professional forex trader. I focus on market structure. I'm completely independent. I take my lessons. I don't copy trade. That is one thing I will never do. I'm very stubborn to the core. So every analysis you see here are in-house and they are raw analysis. The way you want to see it in the market, that is how I present it to you. So let's look and see if the differentials work, and we will watch and see. But I think that Euro USD will continue its buy, and let's see if how it closes for the month. The month close is very important. So for us to know where US02Y will be headed. So that is what we want to see.